Hello, thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Paul, for inviting me on this call here today. And such an honor for myself to able to share with you the journey, my journey, and tips on leadership that I became in the process of building my network marketing business. And I love Paul and Lisa. Every time we go to TU, we always see each other. Now I 11 years with New Skin, and I watched their team grow and their legacy that their parent leave with New Skin, and now they continue to lead that leadership legacy for the park. And I remember when they had their first boy, I have my third boy, and so I believe their son is 4 years old, correct? And that's my third boy, and I thank God that He just blessed my family, my husband and I, with a fourth son. So I'm a mom to a newborn baby. He'll be 2 months a week from now. And so, like the founder of our company say, much is what is it? We're blessed so we can be a blessing for other people. And so I remember when I had my three boys, every time I see the president of our company, and he said, "Terry, you need to go Ruby." I'm like, okay, meaning four boys. And but today at the age of 46 to have my fourth son, and I just thank God. It's a miracle. And so today, my pleasure to share with you, the journey. And I know all of you are on this call, and it really began with a dream that we have in our heart, and why we all joined New Skin. And a little bit of our family, we came to United States. We were one of the they call it the boat people. Our journey to freedom to achieve the dream. I was very young, I didn't remember, but my parents always remind of us 200, 300,000 people never made it on that open ocean in seek for freedom. And so growing up, I don't remember the journey, but our parents often remind of us, the price that we pay, and that for us to be here. And so never a day in my life growing up in America that I take it for granted. But growing up in America, even though we were here in America, but I watched my parents, to raise 9 of us. They did what they know best, is to buy a boat in Santa Cruz, California, and my dad would go fishing, and my mom would sit home and do the net, and this is our life in America, because with lack of English and no education, and to raise 9 of us, I was the middle kid, and so I watched my parents, work so hard, and many times I sit down with my mom and to spread the net for her. And I remember when I was 13 years old, I remember my mom kind of moved the net into the garage, and for me, when I get up to go to school, she'd still be sitting there in that cold garage, and I know my mom be sitting there for another 6 to 8 hours. And something really tugged at my heart, and I left that day, but with tears in my eyes, because I questioned, the American dream, and I wanted so much to do, what I need to do to make money to really deliver the American dream to my parents. I envisioned things that I want to do for them, and I didn't know how. I was 14 years old, and but somewhere I just knew, we can't, this is not what I see my parent do for a long time. And so my dream, start with that dream that I just want to help my parent, with all the accomplishment that you heard. It started with me on a simple dream. I just want to take care of my parents. And I know, being Asian, that's one thing that we all hold, similar in our heart. And so this is the boat that my parent bought in Santa Cruz, California. And so growing up, I just realized that, most of our clothes, came from Salvation Army, and we never had vacation, and so, and as you can see there, this is me, my clothes, none of our clothes matched, because we would get it from Salvation Army, and I'm thankful for that. And so I know that, I imagine that there's no way that I'm gonna grow up and have the same life that we have. But with that dream, I want to take care of my parents. And the day I say that changed my life is the day that I was introduced to network marketing at the age of 20 years old. And my brother answered that, and he brought me down. And I say it's the day that changed my life, because during that time, I was in nursing program because I want to be a nurse. I want to give back. I never see myself in sales. I'm an introvert growing up. And so I, even to this day, after 20 years in network marketing, but if you don't talk to me, I don't. But if I'm getting on call like this, I'm passionate because of, what network marketing have done for me. And so in 1994, the day that changed my life was the presenter. He was talking about, we don't care where you came from, how old you are, as long as you have a dream, a desire, then you can turn all that dream into reality in network marketing. He said, you don't need to have a PhD in business, but you need to have a PhD. He talked about poor, hungry, and determined. And I felt I was poor, I was hungry, and I was determined. And so I embarked on the journey of network marketing. It was not easy, it was not easy. I remember so many times I want to quit, but because the promise that I told my parents, the promise I told them I'm going to retire them, I'm going to, take care of all their finance. And because of that promise, I did not want to, give up. And that's so important to have a dream that when you think about it, it brings tears to your eyes. And of course, my dream changed once I was able to, and this my family here, my 3 boys and now a new baby. I have Nat on the picture. But being an introvert, and I'm pretty sure so many of us joined network marketing and we were introvert, and so the career that I choose right there is nursing. The moment that after 7 years in network marketing, I finally reached success, and because I have a mentor who believed in me, and during that time, there's not much Vietnamese join network marketing because it's not a thing to do as an Asian. But because I met someone who believed in my dream, every time I want to quit, every time I told him I don't have what it takes to win, my parents broke, I'm broke, I have no business background. And he always talked about, Terri, for your life to change, you had to change, Terri, not your family, not the economy, or not your none of that matters, just you. And so I embarked on working on myself and learning from successful people. And within 7 years in the industry, in the financial network marketing, I was able to reach success in network marketing. My story was written on Success from Home magazine at that time. And I was able to earn over $500,000 a year in the financial industry, having a team of over 9,000 people. And so at that point, I felt like every dream that I set up for my parent, take them to dream vacation. And so you see there, the day that I able to really, take them to Hawaii, pay for all their bill, and see my parent, my mom, she's the oldest in her family. And so every time there's a typhoon in Vietnam, where we live, where, I was born, every year there would be a typhoon coming through and someone's house got swept away. And so growing up, I would always witness my mom and dad, but around that season, they would cry, they would go and try to borrow money. And I've always want to able to say, Mom, I want to see, so I can tell my parent anytime that they need money, that I want to able to tell them, don't worry, I'll take care of that. And so when I was successful in the financial network marketing, my mom was calling, crying that my grandpa was passing away in Vietnam. And, for me to tell my mom, don't worry about it. So within that, conversation, I booked their flight ticket. I gave them a few extra $1,000 to fly home and to take care of my grandpa funeral in Vietnam. And to me at that point, I just felt everything that I've gone through, so many, challenge that I have to become successful in network marketing was worth it. Was able to tell my parent that, I take care of it. And I know that's something that each and every one of us want to do for our loved one. And so, and then I want to become financial independent woman before I have my own family. So this picture is back in 2005. And so I built my first home, and I got my dream car, my brand new Mercedes, because before that I was driving a beat up car to meeting, a car that I parked way down the street where no one would see, because I have an Acura Legend that has no bumper, because I couldn't afford to fix and have a new bumper. And every time I pull up at a stop, the car would have smoke, right? And so I said, after I take care of my parent, I want to for the first time in my life, have a brand new car. And see, so I was able to experience success in network marketing, even though it was really tough in financial network marketing. But at that time, I thought I was going to retire with that company because I was 13 years into it. And so reaching one of the top level, being called senior field chairwoman, to 2008, when everything, you know, fall apart in financial industry. I want to share this with you because I felt like, you know, where we're at right now, where we're going through the same challenge, many people going through the same challenge. And so 2008, when I slowly, within 6 months, I lost everything. I closed down all my office, and then I lost my home. I moved back home and lived on my parents' sofa in January, in the end of 2008. And so I literally lost everything. But one thing I thank God that I didn't lose was hope. You know, and my belief in network marketing, my belief that how network marketing can take someone average and ordinary like me to able to achieve her dream for her family. And so I wanted so bad to find that one company that I can say this is it, because I believe in network marketing. I believe that, you know, if you have a dream, that network marketing, given the right company, that you will achieve that dream. And so I pray, I say, God, you know my heart. I love people. And I just want to find that one company. At that time, I was 35 years old in January 2009. And I know I didn't have a lot of time to waste. So at the kickoff 2009 in Anaheim, I don't know, Lisa and Paul, if you were there, but, you know, I didn't join this picture here. I didn't join Nu Skin yet. I came with a very skepticism, but I came with, you know, I said, God, you gave me the sign. You let me know. So toward the end of that kickoff, Nu Skin was talking about, you know, they want to open up a new market. They want to open Vietnam, right? They have Vietnam, you know, map. And so imagine this, Anaheim, and I know many of you know where Anaheim is, where a lot of Vietnamese people live. But there was 2,000 people in the room, and I don't see any Vietnamese people get recognized on stage. Because after that 2 days, everything I heard about Nu Skin, I knew in my heart that this is the vehicle. And so it's important that you know from day one that is this your vehicle? Because from day one, January 2009, before I even joined, I knew Nu Skin is it for me. I knew this is where I'm going to spend the rest of my life, because 14 years of network marketing experience, you know, allow me to know what I look for a perfect company. And so the moment, the day one that I decided to join Nu Skin, I knew this is it. And so the vision of, you know, first want to impact our community, because I saw the quality of our products, you know, to the stability of the company, and to, you know, the coach of the company, everything I was looking for in a dream. You know, it's like looking for a dream partner. I found in Nu Skin. And so my vision immediately, you know, it's so important that you have a vision in leadership, you know, ability today, as we talk about leadership 101, is to have that vision, you know, because like the Bible say, without vision, people perish. And so my vision in 2009 was, how can I, you know, able to share this gift with my community. And so from 2009 to 2015, as you can see, 6 years later, you know, this is our Vietnamese team, you know, Ben and I, and see, when you have a vision, you can attract people that share the same vision, you know, as you, because you can attract people like that. And so it's so important that, you know, being with Nu Skin, what is your vision? You know, what do you see? You know, how your team going to be? You know, where your life going to be 3 to 5 years from now? And so with that vision, you know, we able to date, we have over, you know, 18 members that are part of Circle of Excellence. And then I have one member, Dean Nguyen. He was my second recruit, because I know Dean and we work in the financial business. He's a Circle of Excellence too, you know, as some of you know who Dean Nguyen is. And see, so people like that from day one, when I call up Dean Nguyen, you know, with my vision, I told him, I said, Dean, you heard of Nu Skin? And he was like, oh yeah, I heard of Nu Skin, you know, but 10 years ago, you know, I was thinking about joining Nu Skin, but my wife want me to do financial service. And that's how I know Dean. We know each other through financial service. And so I said, guess what? Nu Skin, they're going to open in Vietnam. See, and that kind of attract Dean, because I know Dean has, there's once he went back to Vietnam to try to open a company, a network marketing company. So I knew that was in his, you know, one of his vision is to do something for Vietnam. And for myself, because I was born in Da Nang, which is, everybody knows back then Da Nang is a poor city, a lot of people fishermen. That's why my parents came from generation of fishermen. And so in my heart, I want because I believe in network marketing. I believe that if there's a good network marketing company that's going to expand in Vietnam, we're going to change thousands of people's lives, because people like my family, my mom and dad, they never able to break outside of that mode of having opportunity to do something more than just being a fisherman from generation to generation. And so I with Armand, with that vision, we're able to, attract the amazing leader. Many of you heard of An Nguyen. He's my sixth generation leaders in my team. And so it's important as leader that you have that vision, because I've learned from a great my upline mentor, legend, network marketing, Nathan Rick. He always say, your team is a reflection of you. You see, because in this business of leadership, when you look at your team, if there's something that you don't like in your team, that's a reflection of what you need to change. And so in my journey of becoming who I am today, I've changed so much. And that's the best thing about our business is not the money that we're going to acquire. I love Paul and Lisa, the leader that they are, and they're attracting amazing people to their business, because we are in the people business. And I realized in this business of people, they're volunteer army, right? We can't make people do things. We're not their boss. They're volunteer army. And when you work with people, see, people don't care how much you know. They just want to know how much you care. Yes, in Nu Skin, we have amazing products. We have Asia Lock technology. We have amazing company, but none of that would really connect people here. And many times we try to connect people here, but really it's here. Because when you touch the heart, the head will follow. And so in this business, I've learned, these are lessons that I've learned that helps me build my leadership team in the process. And so not only that, when we talk about leadership, right, many people think, like even myself, I felt like, when I first got into network marketing, I've never seen myself being a leader. But when I read this years ago, this is really what leader is all about. If your action inspire others to dream more, learn more, and do more, and become more, you are a leader in this business. If everything you do every day has inspired someone to be more, to dream more, and that's your leader in this business. And the hard part about leadership in this business is, we have to lead ourselves first, right? We built us. The first person that we want to build is us, right? And then once you build you, and then you can build other people. And so it's in this business, the founder always say, we pay, yes, we have amazing product, but we do pay for leadership. Our compensation plan is made for leaders. And so but I love this topic, because first I was scared of this topic. Before I became a leader, I was a follower. Imagine going to school, I have only a few friends, and even going to the restroom, I asked my friend for permission, and that's how scared I was. I'm a follower before I became a leader. Even in the house, I have an older sister. She's a doctor. She's a valedictorian. She's the one who tell everybody what to do, and she's always right. So, growing up, I had this lack of self-confidence. I wouldn't think I'm a leader. But getting to network marketing, I realized that, we do get paid for our leadership ability in this business. The commission that we earn today is as a result, a direct correlation, with our commission. And if we want to increase that, guess what we need to do? We have to increase our leadership ability. And what I see, what truly going to give us freedom in this business, in Nu Skin, is our leadership ability. I love this picture right here. Freedom equal leadership. I mean, it goes hand in hand, and the leaders that experience the most freedom in this business is a leader that has the most leader in their business, right? And, after my husband and I, we worked Nu Skin hard. In 2009 to 2013, we worked hard for 4 years, and then we took 4 years to raise my 3 boys, and I became a stay-at-home mom. I only show up to big event, and only 2.5 years ago, during that 4 years of being home, because that was one of my dreams. Every time I was on stage, I've always said, when I have a family, I want to able to be home with my kid, and that's what I did for 4 years. but, we love the fact that, through the leadership team and the business that we built, that even though we stopped, going 100 mile, we take our feet off and focus on, what's really matter to me at that point. And my business continued to grow. Only 2.5 years ago, my husband and I, we decided to come back out, meaning, New Skin didn't make us. New Skin didn't call and say, hey, Terri and Ben, you need to go back to work. No, we saw that how our life was so blessed in that 4 years that we're home, and our business continued to grow. And 2013, that's when I had my first son, Solomon. And that's when Vietnam opened. But I could choose to go back, travel back and forth. But I say no, I have to be true to my heart. Just like, being a leader, we always have to be true to what our dream is and what is it that we say. And we have to live congruence with the dream that we set out for our team, for ourselves. And so, I was itches to go because I felt like being a leader, you have to lead from the front. But during that 4 years, I felt like it was a tug of war. But looking back, I didn't regret it, because that 4 years, raising my 3 boys. And so 2.5 years ago, imagine that 2.5 years, we flew back to Vietnam in the last 2.5 years. We flew back 13 times. And then I balanced both market in the last 2.5 years. And thank you, Lisa, for the introduction of, I was nominated for, Women Entrepreneur of the Year, because in the last 2 years, I worked harder than I was even the first 4 years of my career. And that's the choice we make as a leader. But the best part is this time I can able to do it all, just like Lisa and Paul, they literally built at the comfort of their home. And we love it, because 2.5 years ago when I got out and I said, honey, we have a tremendous team in our Vietnamese leaders, but I've always, my heart, because I truly believe, there's no, we all bleed blood, we all bled red, right? So it doesn't matter who we are, where we came from, as human beings, we all have the same, we all have a dream. God put a dream into every individual. And so 2.5 years ago, I set my sight on bringing this blessing to other leader. I've always believed that, leader with vision, helping people with dream. And when you find leader that has vision, right, and then they can go out and help people with dream. And so my vision expanded 2.5 years ago. I want to find other leader that has big vision for the community. And so when we met, through my brother COE2 here, and we met Lietta Hunt, I saw this is someone who, she didn't have experience in network marketing, never. She's never done business. She's 13 years in the U.S. military, but I saw her heart, her heart and her vision for her community. And that's important as a leader, but when you look at people, you never know who's your next superstar in this business. You just have to see that vision and able to paint that vision of success for them, even before they believe it. Because I remember 2.5 years ago when I sat down with Lietta Hunt, she's like, Terri, I never done business, but I want to serve my community. Because my brother met her, emceeing for free at the Polynesian, expo. They have their cultural Polynesian expo every year. And so when he saw her, and he said, you need to talk to my sister, she's always looking for a leader with vision to help people with dreams. And so when we connect, and it's so important in this business, you never want to choose your winner too early. You never want to choose your superstar too early. And if you lead on this call, and I know Park and Lisa know that, right? And there'll be people who come in here who would tell you, hey, I'm your next Blue Diamond Team Elite. And then, when the next best thing in network marketing comes along, and they're gone, right? And so in this business, you can't tell a heart of a champion. You can't know who will be your next superstar, or who will be your next Blue Diamond Team Elite. Most important is, it's their heart, of service. And I truly believe, if their heart is in the right place, they have they're passionate about helping other people. And most important, they love other people, because we work with people, right? And so Lietta Hunt today is a qualified team elite. And so the vision is so important in this business. I didn't have the slide. Somehow I skipped it, but it's talk about vision. And I remember, 11 years ago when we attending the Ruby School. I don't know if Lisa and Paul, you remember, we didn't have success trip. We have Ruby. Once you become a Ruby, the company flew you in. And so out of this group right here, Dean and Catherine, that's my Circle of Excellence 2 now, we wait for each other to go to the first Ruby. And so all of this Ruby, and as a leader in this business, you want to help people become Ruby, because really, I truly believe that's where it's really begin. Is once they're Ruby. I've always said, once you're Ruby, you're for real. But before that, you're still like, we don't know if you're gonna able to make it. And so Ruby is a very important position, to get in. That shows that you got what it takes to like really start building this thing. And as a Ruby, Nu Skin says statistically, 70% of Ruby end up eventually become Blue Diamond Team Elite. And so if you're on this call and you want people to eventually become Blue Diamond or Team Elite, you want to help them, help them to get to Ruby as soon as possible. Because when we were at the Ruby trip, our first Ruby trip, back in 2009, Dean was still doing financial service. He was still in another the old company that I was in. But I know that at this Ruby trip, just like Success Trip now, his vision will get stretched. He was able to see the heart of the company. And when someone go on a Success Trip, or at that time to a Ruby, school, they literally gonna see the bigger vision, of Nu Skin and how they treat us. And I remember after the first, this Ruby trip, Dean turned to me and he said, "Terri, this is it." That decision as a leader, that they make a decision, like they say, "Hey, this is it." So that from that moment, I knew that Dean is in, that he no longer wonder if Nu Skin is his final destination. But for me, from day one, I've already decided that Nu Skin is the for me. And so it's important on this call that you decide, you need to make that decision, that defining, that life-changing decision, that is this it for you? Because others this group, actually out of this group, 70% became $1 Million Circle. Out of this group, can you believe they one gentleman, unfortunately he passed away. But then actually 80% of these, he's a $1 Million Circle, Circle of Excellence, I'm sorry, Circle of Excellence 1, Circle of Excellence 2. And then out of this group, we have 18 right now who are Circle of Excellence. And so it's so important that from day one, you set, a goal for your people to win, get them, into a position that increase the chance of success. And so that's the first thing we do as leaders. When we sit down with someone, paint the, how soon we're going to help them, become a Ruby. And for me, I show this slide because I thank God that what we have is a system, and your leader, have a system for you for your success. But you have to have a system that are simple and it's duplicatable. My life changed in network marketing because the first company that I've joined has a system. The system saved me from myself, because if it's going to lead to me only, I don't think I would ever survive in network marketing. Being that I'm so introvert, being that I was 20 years old, entering network marketing, I didn't have a lot of connection. I've never done business. I was a nursing student, but because they say you run the system and the system will help you build your business. And so from day one to now, whatever system that you and your leader has, you follow that system and you follow day in and day out, because we do get paid, to create success, get paid to, copy, not to create in this business. Because as we work with people, right, whatever you do has to be simple enough for the next person to do. Because now I've been in business for 26 years in network marketing, 11 years with Nu Skin. People might say, "Hey, Terri, you talk good, you look good." But I don't want it to be that as the key why I'm successful. Now, I want to let them know that it's not me, it's a system that they need to follow. The system, give everybody the same chance as long as they're coachable to the system. So you got to make sure that whatever that your leader, what system that they're working, you align with that system. I align with this because my upline leader, Nathan Rick creates, the system OTG. And so I align with my leader. Even to this day, I have never created anything new other than the same system that I start aligning with my leader. And so when you work with your leader, alignment is so important in this business. I've learned as you work in building leader in your team, if you, what they say, if you consult with your upline, you move up in this business, right? If you consult and work with your sideline, you move in circle. Okay. And if you work and constantly consult with your downline, guess what? You move down. And so I challenge you as a leader of this call to always work up. You know, you have 6 level of success in this business. You know, my mentor in this business is, you know, my upline, Jeff Mack. You know, he's the person that I call when I get stuck. And so, you know, you have an amazing leader, you know, Paul, Lisa, you know, between you and whoever it is, you know, just work, you know, align with that, you know, with that alignment of success. Just like, you know, raising a family in this business, you know, building this business is like building a family. You know, if there's grandmom, right, and if there's great grandmom and grandpa, right, and sometimes, you know, your children might not listen to you, right, but they listen to grandmom or grandpa, right? And so alignment is so important in this business. And I've learned one thing, you know, your people will do what you do, right, and not what you say. And if they see that you're constantly, you know, work with your leader, respecting your leader, and that's gonna what spread around, you know, and they're gonna follow that. And another thing is working with people, but you know, building a team is not easy. You know, building a team, it's like it's the hardest thing for me. Being an introvert, I get scared of working with people at the beginning, but when I, you know, do this journey of learning, you know, seeing the beauty in people, you know, understand that, you know, your ability to overcome challenge, to overcome different, you know, in working with people, all right? And we do get paid for that. We do get paid for, you know, by working with difficult people and helping them succeed, because their success is your success. And so one thing I love, you know, working with people, because especially when you deal with challenging people, it helps you grow. You know, I remember I have people that comes in my business, you know, I travel an hour to go see them, an hour back for a month, and then they decide to quit and join someone else. They say, I'm not good enough, right? And so, and I learned the best revenge is massive success, right? I get, you know, upset. I say, oh my God, I spent so much time with this person, and now they switch to another team, right? But I've learned, this is what I learned in my early days. And but you know what? They say the best revenge is massive success. Just like when I first joined network marketing, and so many times my brother who brought me into network marketing, he quit, right? And he wanted to make sure that I quit too, because he's the smart one in the family. And today I'm looking back, I thank God that my brother, I remember when I was trying to make it in network marketing in my first company, and I need money to go convention, and I came to my brother and I said, brother, you know, I asked my mom for money, and she said, no, I don't have money. Why don't you ask your brother? I said, which one? She said, Tony. I said, Tony, the one who want me to quit? And I remember when I came to ask Tony for $75, he got so upset. He got like angry, and he looked at me and he was like, you are so stupid. You know, I'm smart. I'm an engineer, and I tried network marketing. It doesn't work, and none of that thing worked. It's just, and here you are, I tell you these things don't work, and now you're not listening to me, right? And you know, at that moment, he made me feel like the worst thing. But I just remember telling my brother, I said, brother, all I need is $75. And of course I was crying already. I was like, oh, and if I'm gonna fail in this company, because he brought me into that company, if I ever fail, I'm not gonna blame you or this family, okay? I will take full responsibility. And so all I need is $75. And so I remember I after he gave me the money, I ran in, I cry and cry. But in my heart, I made a decision at that moment that I would never quit network marketing. I would never let my brother tell me that I told you so. And I mean, I think sometimes we all need that person that gonna maybe make us so angry that we're like, I'm gonna show it to you. And so every time I want to quit, I'm seriously, and I remember he also said, you know, stop telling mom and dad you're gonna do this and that. Stop promising that, you know, that you're gonna, you know, take them here and there. And he, right at that, I just felt like at that, you know, incident, it's just, and I look back now, sometimes my brother borrowed money from me, the same brother. But I love him. I love him because without him, I don't think I've ever still survived in network marketing. Okay. And so sometimes you just got to find somebody, that's going to make you so upset. Like you just have to go out there and be successful. And I'm here to tell you that here you can live your dream. Yeah. I truly believe no matter who you are, that if you have the dream, desire, the discipline, and you don't quit, I call it my 4D. Okay. The desire, the dream, and most important is that dream. It has to be so burning that when you think about that dream, it brings tears to your eyes. Because when I joined the network marketing in my early days, every time I want to quit, I look at that picture of my mom and dad. My mom sitting there doing the net, my dad, on that boat looking all worn out. Every time I carry that picture with me. And so what is it? What is the dream that's going to help you stay the course? When you think about that dream, you want to jump out of bed. When you think about that dream, you might not feel like you have the energy to do another meeting or to go see someone. Now online, right? Easier. But so the dream, and then the determination. You have to decide that you got to go after it. And then the discipline, you need the discipline. I call it my 4D: dream, desire, discipline. And then most important is don't quit. Don't quit, because that's really the key to success in this business. As a leader, yes, you can have the skill, it's going to help you go fast. But most important is you don't quit, because there will be things that's going to happen that's going to challenge you. And you might have a big team, and then suddenly the whole team fall apart, right? And everybody quit, join another network marketing, or whatever. You say, oh my God, just become Ruby now, like nobody else. All my executive die, right? It happens. Okay. But those are the moments that you just don't quit. I'm here to tell you that I thank God every day. He gave me one thing, is I just didn't know how to quit. And when you have that 4D, you're going to live your dream. I truly believe that whatever dream that you have, it doesn't mean you have to be $1 million circle of excellence. As long as you have your dreams to be home with your kid, to still make the same amount of money that you used to work on a job, but now you're able to work from home, able to be with your kid. And to me, that's living a dream. For me, it never in my wildest dream that I would think that I can, go on and charter a plane and then fly around the island of Hawaii and then have lunch under the waterfall. Growing up being poor, I would never imagine that's the dream that we can live. And to able to take my son Solomon, he gone to more trip than I believe the average adult. And I know Lisa and Paul are gonna take their son all over with the team lead trip and success trip. And so I truly believe that we can live our dream, and every day with a attitude of gratitude. I am so excited today, and I am just so honored to be on here today to show you and share with you the possibility. And every morning when I wake up, all the challenge that I've gone through, when my car broke down, when I have no money to go convention, all of that. But every time, no matter what I went through, I always feel this too shall pass. This too shall pass. And I'm still grateful that that God still give me 2 fingers and 2 feet. Every morning I wake up, I still thank God that I have my parents. And so no matter what we go through in our journey, in our life, I truly believe that there's things that we can still be grateful for. Because with that grateful heart, I can assure you that you will look at challenge in a different way, and that you can still appreciate what you have instead of comparing yourself to other people. And I remember when my car broke down, I didn't have a car. And so I borrowed my dad's van, right? That Mercedes broke down. Can you believe that? When I joined Nu Skin 11 years ago, that car broke down. All the year that I drove it, it's a brand new Mercedes for 5 years. Nothing happened. But when I joined Nu Skin, I ran over a box on the freeway, and then I kind of ruined the aromatics. So my Mercedes became a low rider. And so my mechanic told me, you can't ride it anymore. You're going to cause more damage. And to fix the aromatics, it's going to cost you $5,000. And I'm like, I'm broke already. 11 years ago when I joined Nu Skin, I literally have less than $1,500 to my whole name. I was sleeping on my parents' sofa. And so when I joined this business, guess what? My car is broke down. And so I ride the bus for the first time in my life 11 years ago. I took a bus, to drop off and meet people at Starbucks. And that's what I had to do. But I thank God I'm still alive every morning. And so when I borrow my dad, van, right, big van, his fishing van, can you believe that? But every time I'm in his fishing van, I'm saying, thank God I still have my parent that has a van for me to drive instead of me, today I might be on a bus, right? And so no matter what you go through, and those moments, I'm here to tell you, those moments, it will keep you humble. It will keep you appreciative of what you have today. Each and every one of you will have your successful day with Nu Skin, but every day, and I'm thankful because during that 4 years that we have a thriving business. My son has a head injury. He, and then I was in the hospital. I see fighting for his life in April 2016, and I was there for a whole month. And afterward, we have to take him to therapy. So that's whole year, and thank God so many people pray for him, and our business at that point, we never have to worry about our business. I was there for him, my husband was there, and that's the beauty about what we do here, with Nu Skin. You never know the day that your kid needs you, your parent needs you, that you can never, if you put down your discipline and work hard, and when those moments hit you, that the last thing you need to worry is about money and time. And so that's the reason why, when Lance, he's now 4 years old, and he's delayed, but he's healthy, and thank God he survived. And so his birthday is February 8th, and we always celebrate using Valentine, as the day of love, because he was so loved by so many people that prayed for him, and we thank God that he's with us. And so because of what we went through with Lance, and to able to have a thriving business as we gone through one of the most challenging and dark day, in our life. And so 2.5 years ago, when we go back up to build the business, we want to let the world know that if you put out the time and build this business, that you can, when life happened, that you will be prepared. And so our heart, and it gave me true motivation by love, just like our founder Stanley Tillotson 2.5 years ago talked at the Team Elite trip, and I know Paul and Lisa was there, to go out there and be motivated by love, because people don't join a business, they join, and people don't join Nu Skin, they join you, they buy you. You are, the story that attract them, that connect them. See, people will quit on a business, but they won't quit on a family. And so, we challenge each and every one of you to make this business fun, to build it like a family. Our team, and motivated by love, we love red color, and so we talk about building a family. Because when you build it like a family, the business become fun. Okay. And promise me one thing. I'm gonna leave you a few notes, a last note here. Do not quit, until you live the life that you dream about. And that's the key to success in this business. It's not the skill sets, it's the will. 80% of success in this business is personal development. The skill sets and all of that's only 10 to 20% important. And I truly believe here you can build a global business around the world. My message has always been, believe. I thank God that I was able to speak on the topic of believe at the 2 years ago at the Southeast Asia Convention. And I truly believe, just like I'm here to tell you the same message today, that I believe that God gave a dream in your heart for a reason. And I believe that there's a reason why we're all on this call here today. And I truly believe that as long as you believe in the beauty of your dream, and you can conceive it, and then you can achieve it. I'm here to tell you, whatever that dream is, Nu Skin is the vehicle. I've been on this journey now in network marketing for 26 years. We are in the right place, the right time, for each and every one of us to truly live the life. Because at the end of our life, people are not going to ask you how much money you make, what house you buy, or what car you acquire, but it's about leaving the legacy. When people mention your name, how many lives have you impact? When they talk about when they're on stage being recognized, Blue Diamond Team Elite, will your name be mentioned? When the end of, at the end of our lifetime, what is it that we leave behind for our children, for the people around us? And I think, that is so important. And Nu Skin allow us to really have it all, to be a part of a company that believe in goodness, that want to be a force for good in this world. And I truly believe we are the force for good in the world. And I want you to know that in this business, you have the power to transform someone's life. You have the power to inspire someone to go from living an average, ordinary life to live an extraordinary life. You have the power to transform someone's health. You have the power to transform someone from a follower to become a leader. And so I just want to thank Lisa and Paul for inviting me here today. And I hope what I share with you here today can inspire you to go out there and live your dream with new skin. So thank you so much for having me here today.